So the heading straight away has been a little bit controversial for a lot of people, but it is 100% true. When you allow yourself to be told you're at a particular level of business, or you're shown a triangle with 4 levels or 5 levels and ask some questions, and then it categorizes you or puts you at a particular level, by listening to that bullshit advice, you're actually looking at a business model that's 10 or 15 years dated, for a start, and secondly, it is always going to slow down your momentum and growth and create less impact for yourself and the community around you. So I'm going to show you exactly right now why that's the worst thing you can do in your business. As I said at the start, I have no problems with saying this might be a controversial topic, and no doubt some people listening to this are saying, oh, well, my business model, I was told that, or I've just done a survey that says I'm at the 3rd level of 4 levels and I'm on the 2nd step of 5 steps. And you know what? Bullshit. The fact of the matter is this, and actually let me take a sidestep and I'll tell you a little story. Back about 14 or 15 years ago, I started working with businesses and helping other businesses, not just my own multitude of businesses. And we had an avenue in place. It was a business model that I developed with some of the great people around the world. Brad Sugars, from one of the first ever business coaches, helped me out with this. And I had a 5-step model, the old triangle with 5 different levels. You start at this level and then you move, you start at a practitioner level and then you start to lift up. And we did that. We made it into a actual stepped process, so 5 steps, and you had to jump from one step to another step to another step. And it was something that was really successful, and I built it out, and I bought and built companies. I helped dozens of people do it themselves. And I won an International Business Award, my first of 5 International Business Awards, first allied health professional in Australia to win awards at that type of level. And I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you the fact that it is an old school model that did have some potential at the time. But here's the thing, as with everything, we continue to grow, we continue to build, we continue to get better at what we do and understand where we're at and what's sort of right and wrong, what's good, what's great, and we move forward from there. We ditched that, I ditched that model back in about 2006, 2007, right before the GFC, for the simple fact that it's broken, it's predecessor, old, fabricated rubbish. Because here's the kicker. You in business will always be at every different level at different periods of time. So if you're being told that you've answered 20 questions, you've done the following, and you're at a practitioner level of step 1 of your 4 or 5 step journey, it's normally 4 steps, sometimes 5. And you get into that position where you're told, oh, I've got the mentality where I'm always thinking just about cash flow and money and blah, 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 or I'm super busy, so it's all about time. The fact of the matter is it's fundamentally restricting your ability to grow. Turning around and saying to someone that you right now are in this category is one of the biggest no-nos you can possibly do. If you feel right now that you're only on step 1 of step 5, then you automatically create a glass ceiling. You create an avenue in your mindset right now that, oh, I've got a long way to go. I need to do this, this, and this. It fundamentally is an old sales type tactic to increase your reliance on that person being able to tell you and show you and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. You're always going to be a practitioner at some point in time, each day, each week, each month, etc. You need to be able to act like a practitioner and think like a practitioner, even if you've got multitudes of clinics, business partners, operations, locations, team members, etc. I mean, we run stuff with multi-million-dollar businesses, $5.5, $6 million allied health businesses. We run stuff with teams of 36 and 38. We also run stuff with one-man bands. I still have my own clinic. I have a corporate health company, etc. And I can tell you right now that even though I personally haven't been consulting as an allied health professional with one-on-one initial assessments and things like that for, 6, maybe 7 years, might even be longer. The fact is, I still will always need to be thinking about how the practitioner type mentality thinks. So being able to say, oh, I'm not at that level, actually creates in our brain that I'm above that I'm better than that practitioner level, that I have a higher thought process. And fundamentally, it's not, because I might not be actually the best person to be a practitioner right now. And let's be completely honest, I'm not the best practitioner right now and haven't been for quite a few years. But you need to be able to operate and understand at that level. If we then start to look at other levels and we say, well, now you're the manager level, you're the professional level, you're now leading a team, etc. All we're really doing is creating a hierarchy approach. Because let's be honest, that's exactly what a triangular-based business model is. It's a hierarchy that starts to say, you're on this journey, and no matter how much positive spin we try and put on it, it shows your progression in business and you're becoming more, and you try and say it's an empowering technique. Again, it's not. What it's actually doing is saying those other tasks and roles, they're beneath you. Our brain actually sees it as a hierarchy-based approach. You're climbing the ladder. You're worth more money. Like you shouldn't have to do these other roles and these other job descriptions because that's beneath you and that's your staff. It should be called team, right? But so when we create a hierarchy-based model, it facilitates everything that we say and do. You totally go into the wrong mentality when you're working with your team, not staff. You go into it that, now all of a sudden you've got juniors and seniors. Now all of a sudden it's, I'm the CEO, I'm this, I'm that. And you create a hierarchy approach that is super hard to break down in business once it's in place. So there's a huge amount of avenues as to why this is a broken model and why we shouldn't be looking at that when we're in 2020, right? We're closer to 2021 than we are 2019. So why we're looking at that type of model is kind of funny. And I've had a few people reach out to me lately, having a bit of a laugh at something that's out there in the marketplace at the moment. And it's a very limiting belief. We should not ever be trying to categorize ourselves into the one area. Like if you want to break your business up properly, the businesses can be broken up into 4 areas of sales, operations, finance, and admin. SOFA, S-O-F-A. And so we can break our business down into sales, ops, finance, and admin. We can also look at our business in different metrics such as your leadership qualities and your management qualities, how you actually deal with things personally and professionally. So now all of a sudden we have a matrix of 4 behavioral characteristics, but we also have a matrix of 4 characteristics of business profiling. Now, understanding that you're always going to be involved in those 4x4 is actually crucial to your success. Being told that you're at a level of business where you are the manager of blah, 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 or you're the professional of this, or you're only the practitioner, etc., is a limiting belief, and it's a suppressant-based approach to business. So while ever you're thinking you're only at this level, it's the same as walking out there and say, I'm just a physio, or I'm just an EP, or I just work for, right? It's a glass ceiling that you're putting on yourself. It will always hamper your growth. It will always stall your momentum. It will always keep you only focused in on one area. But the fact of the matter is you have to always, as a business owner or someone progressing in the business development side of things and the management and the leadership, you have to always be able to move and be agile in our thinking. We need to be able to concentrate on our sales and marketing, take that hat off, and then work on our time management side of things and our task management for ourselves and our team. Take that hat off and be a better manager to better manage people and manage the responsibilities of the business. Take that hat off and work in the operational side of things and the systemization and how the actual growth matrix then actually works. And then we've got to take that off and potentially turn into the leader and be the person who puts out the vision and gets a clarity of direction moving forward. So you're actually in a situation where you're constantly going to go from the visionary side and, like that top echelon of the leadership side of things and the CEO to straight back down into seeing some clients in which you're the practitioner. You've got to be abiding by the diary and the time on the diary and doing the notes and managing that side of things. So again, anything that puts you into an area where you've just got to focus on the money side of the business, or you've just got to focus on the time, or you're at this level or that level, is simply a self-limiting avenue that you're allowing to be put onto yourself. So guys, please ignore that type of old business advice from 10 to 15 years ago, because it won't make you a better practitioner. It won't make you a better business owner. It's not going to enable you to grow and scale your business over the time, and it will hamper the rate at which you grow. It will stop you from actually having greater impact compared to what you would have if you had have been a lot more agile and fluid in your approach. So I know I've been pretty forthright in this, but it's something that really, it's something that's passionate to me, because I work with literally hundreds of business owners all the time in multiple countries across health, medical, aesthetics, surgeons, etc. And it's something that really frustrates me when I see this out in the marketplace, because ultimately, at the end of the day, no one should ever be categorizing you and saying you're at step 2 or step 3, because all it does is it has you trying to focus in on one area. It sends us into an avenue of trying to look at, the things that all these things need to improve, or you need to do this and this before you're at such and such a level. That's rubbish. Good business owners are a lot more fluid. They're a lot more agile. They're working at each different level of leadership and management, personal, professional, practitioner at all of one times. They're able to distinguish and jump in and out of sales, ops, finance, and admin. So to turn around and say, no, you're here and do the following, it's not an empowering technique. It's not a way for you to be able to get better and faster and grow and scale. It's the exact opposite. Unfortunately, it gets used against us sometimes by people that are trying to play that marketing game against us for their own benefit. So guys, please understand that you need to be able to put on different hats at different times. You need to be across all these different areas of your business at every single time, every day, every week. You've got to have the set time periods to do that. Don't allow yourself to be put into a box. Don't feel like you're being put into a box or a level or a stepped out process. You need to be fluid. You need to be agile, because anything else apart from that will mean you need to pivot, and pivoting is bad. It's slow and it's old. You need to be fluid. You need to be agile. And that's how you can always guarantee you're moving in the right direction at the right time, being fluid, being agile, and you're not having your growth stalled each and every time by old, outdated, triangular business models. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.